We are live. I am Luke with Tailgating Challenge. I have a special guest this evening, taking the place for our one and only Sketchy, who had surgery yesterday and is not quite ready to get back on camera. Join us this evening is a man you may not know his face, you may not know his name, but you know his product. This is Davin. He is currently, check me if I get it wrong, the owner of the Quaffer Shot glass that we show off here so much and love here at Tailgating Challenge, the double bubble glass, the Quaffer glass. Any other names this goes by that I'm missing out, Davin?
Yeah, people call it Quaffer, double bubble, chaser shot glasses. Yeah, people call them, whiskey water shot glasses, over under shot glasses. It goes by many names, but
Many names. So, but again, it's an epic shot glass, right? And so, like, I'll say, like, for those that know me, I'm a beer guy, right? I'm a beer guy. I like craft beer. I drink beer most of the time. After I got out of my 20s, I didn't do as many shots. Last year, whenever like we made our relationship and like I learned about your Quaffer shot glasses, I was like, it's just cool. Like cool is the word that comes to me when I see these, and like being able to do because what makes them magical, right? And maybe it's more science than magic. I know, like I don't know if you get like perturbed when people say magic, but it is kind of like to me kind of magical when you see it. But the alcohol sits on top of the mixer. So tell us more about the science, the magic, or anything else behind these glasses. Oh, and by the way, guys, we're giving some of these away tonight. So get your comments in there all night. We'll get you entered in there during our show.
yeah. So here, I'll give a little demo, but basically you got the Quaffer shot glass, and the way it works is basic science between the densities of the liquid. So because the liquor and chasers have different densities, they separate and stay separated because of the surface tension between the liquids. So you can take your Jaeger bombs, you can take your picklebacks, or whatever kind of combo shot you're looking to do, and the liquor stays on top of the chaser, creates some separation, so you can go liquor chaser real quick, big smooth shot. And yeah, that surface tension keeps it separate, plus the shape of the glass is just made to sort of make that a little bit more conducive. um, you can do lots of different colors, stuff like that.
Yeah, the color part and how it like separates is mesmerizing. And so it's really cool. To me, again, I've been testing stuff for over 10 years. It's the coolest shot glass I've ever seen. This is not lip service because you're on the show tonight. That's my honest opinion about these glasses. I see a few people checking in over here. Shelly made it. Tony said she's quacky for coiffers. Tony always has nice comments. We appreciate you, Tony.
Thanks,
Larry's
Tony.
back. Howdy doody, Steve. What's up, guys? Shelly, woohoo! I need one of these. Barbie said hi, and Cindy says hello. Thank you all for checking in. And again, this is Davin, who is with us from Quaffer Shot Glasses this evening as well too. So again, if you have questions during the show tonight about like anything about these shot glasses, like we have the man, the myth, the legend with us right now that can help answer any of those questions. And of course, this is our live giveaway tonight too. So you know the deal. Follow Quaffer Shot Glasses if you haven't already, which I hope you have. But if you haven't, please give them a follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What other platforms are you on that I'm missing out on?
Yeah, mainly Instagram's the big one. TikTok a little bit, but Instagram for the most part. That's really the best place to follow us.
All right, you heard him. Instagram, Quaffer Shot Glasses over there, and make sure you give them a like, some comments, and all that good stuff in between. Right now, everybody tuning in, let us know if you win one of these Quaffer, Double Bubble, and all those other unique names he shared for them. What shot would you make first? That's what I want to hear from everybody at home. What shot would you make first with this? And so now I'm going to kick it over to you, Devin. What are your favorite shots to make? Because I'm assuming, is it fair to say, like anytime you take a shot, you're drinking out of like one of these glasses right here? Is that fair or unfair?
I can't say every time, but I do go out of my way to do it because it's fun. And so my favorites are kind of the classics. Whiskey on water, picklebacks, that kind of stuff. I'm more of a you know I'm not all about usually sweet shots, but yeah, it's funny. I'll bring them to like family gatherings and whatnot, and my my grandma's actually the one who loves these the most, and she's like the kind of woman who, if you're like, hey, would she let you want a drink, you want a beer, she's like, no, 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 no. But you give her a little like a little nip of something, and you're gonna have a great night.
Right.
So yeah, you hook her up with the quaffers. She takes a look at them, she loves them just because it's something that she hadn't seen before. um but yeah, I'm more of a classics type of guy. So you know
Yeah, excellent. And again, like I said, you're only limited by your imagination with this too, right? So people can do so many things. So tell us, like when you're doing one of these for the people that maybe haven't seen our videos or are new to this right here, like are there any tips you would give somebody that grabs one of these for the first time? Any tips you would give them on how to make the perfect shot so everything separates perfectly on there?
yeah, so the probably the main things are, you can be pretty creative in terms of what you put in the glasses. Like pretty much any soda will work, any sweet juice, things like that. But the basically the liquor and the chaser need to have different densities. If they're too close, like if you're going liquor on liquor, you can do it with some of them, but it gets a little harder because they're too similar.
Right.
But really, what you want to do is when you're pouring, you pour the bottom, the chaser, whatever you're using is that, pour it in first, and you want to pour it basically right up to the neck, because that's the thin part of the glass where the separation will occur. And then when you're pouring in the liquor, basically pour it in on the side of the glass rather than straight into the hole. If you're pouring it straight into the hole, that's kind of a lot of force just going straight down onto the bottom. But you pour it into the side and then you tilt up when you're done, kind of like you're pouring a Guinness or a beer or something like that. And then it'll stay separated, and they stay separated for. I've seen them. I've seen them stay separated for hours. So you can, you pour your stuff, set it down, it'll be there. But yeah, the main things are just making sure that there's a little difference between what you're using on the bottom and the top, and then also just pouring that top liquid against the side of the glass as well.
Okay. Yeah, those are pro tips right there for when you have your first quaffer shot right here. So again, I've made a few of these over the months that I've had these now, and they turn out pretty every once in a while. Like again, you said if you pour it like straight on, sometimes it kind of like breaks like the surface tension. I'm not a scientist here for it, and it might go in there. But again, if you do it like the right way, it's an epic masterpiece whenever you're finished until you drink it. I haven't let one sit. I mean, usually I pour a shot
Yeah.
on
So,
the first, but
someone's asking who lets it sit for hours. They're fun to look at. So you pour a couple and you're like, ooh, that looks pretty good. You just want to let it sit there for a bit.
I feel like now I kind of want to do that, like just for in the name of science, see if I can pour a perfect one and then just let it sit there and come back and check on it and see how long it can go for. So we'll work on that in the near future for fun. Let's see here. Joe said black and tan style. Michelle, who lets it sit for hours? That's where we're going with that. Michelle, Tony, will it matter if the alcohol is chilled or not? So does temperature matter at all when you're making these?
Ooh, that's past my science knowledge. I don't think it does, because I've done it with cold alcohol. I've done it with warmer alcohol, and it
Mm.
hasn't made a difference. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe maybe at some point it might matter, but I don't think it does.
Yeah, I haven't because again, I've done the same thing. I've had some like liquor that's been chilled and some that's just like sitting out in the bar, and it to me it does not make a difference with at least my testing that I've done with it so far. But thank you for the question out there. Let's see. Eddie said Captain and Dr. Pepper would be his combo. Vicky's checking in from YouTube. Michelle says port, drink it. That is her pro tip for everyone tonight. Can't argue with that one. Michelle, don't let it sit too long or it won't be cold if it was starting cold. Gina, yummy. I'm needing this in my life. Again, this is the Quaffer Shot Glass. Joe, thank you for the star, sir. Michelle, I keep mine in the freezer, so I hope it don't matter. LOL. I'm assuming is that your liquor, Michelle? You're keeping in the freezer over there. And then Tony saying hello to Joe, who's another fan. So we got people interacting on the side over here too. So awesome stuff. So for those that are just tuning in, this is Davin with Quaffer Shot Glasses. And the other cool thing, we're giving some away tonight. So keep those comments coming, hit the share button, hit the heart button, and also hit us with any questions. And for those that didn't know, this is Davin's first Facebook Live show. So give him a real hard
It
time
is.
with everything too. Actually, give him some applause, because anytime you're coming on to a live show for the first time, I know it can be a little nerve-wracking, but I told him we just like to have fun. We like to have fun around here. That's just what we do. So with that, I'm going to pop some in the sidebar over here now. So this is our other giveaway we have going on with Quaffer Shot Glasses this week. Again, this one is over on Instagram. So for those that have it, check it out. For those that don't have it, don't throw any tomatoes or hate mail my way. Again, if you ever want to, you can sign up for free at Instagram.com. But with that, we have a combination giveaway with 4 different products. So you got the Quaffer Shot Glasses. You got City Bonfires, which is the bonfire in a can. You got, let's see, I got some right here. You got Boost Oxygen. Good stuff. And then you have the Deemer box, which is actually like a Pelican case style protective case, but it has a built-in waterproof sound system in there as well too. So we stuffed the Deemer box full, and we're giving that away. So that's over on Instagram right now. So Davin, had you heard of any of these other products that we teamed you up with over on Instagram? Are they all new to you, or had you heard of them before?
They're all new, but I was checking out the Boost Oxygen because you hear about that in the in like the Vegas casinos and whatnot, and I was like, ooh, I need some of that when I'm just like waking up to get me going in the day. That thing's pretty cool. Yeah, I was checking that one out, but I hadn't heard of them before. I like the boombox too. It it keeps your stuff safe and allows
Yeah.
you to bring it around and play the music.
No doubt, no doubt. So all of these things are things that I use and I think are good products, right? And so that's part of it too, where I try not to, when I do some of these things, to be like, hey, check out this thing. We think it sucks, but you could win yours today. Like, that's not what we do around here. We try to show you all things that I actually enjoy utilizing. So Boost Oxygen, like, people are like, dude, you don't have to pay for air, right? I hear that all the time, bro. That's BS. And I was like, you don't have to pay for air. Air is about 25% oxygen with what you're breathing. It's 95% with Boost for it. And it's something too, where if you've ever done the blood, oh gosh, can't think, not blood alcohol test. My mind's in the wrong gutter right now. Blood oxygen test, like with your finger, if you take a hit of Boost, it will go up within seconds. And that's not me saying, I think I feel a different way. That's me. That's family, that's friends, that's everyone that's tested it and done it. Like, oh my gosh, it's gone up as soon as I've taken Boost. So, I mean, there's something to it. There's something to Boost that is actually legit. City Bonfires was on Shark Tank, which is how I heard about them. So again, they got a cool little bonfire in a can over there. And then Deemer Box, it's just a fun product. And like, if you haven't seen like our YouTube like review of it, like, again, I like to think that most of my videos are good, but this was one of my like favorite ones because we beat the snot out of this thing, because they basically said like, this is almost an indestructible like case with stereo built in. Go have fun with it. Beat it up. We challenge you to do it. So we were dropping it in water, dropping it off the top of mountains, and it's got some dings and stuff on there. Like, you can see like right there, there's like a ding where it like had a really bad fall as we were trying to like really smack it around. But it still just kept on. It has no problems. It has a few beauty marks on there. So again, awesome products over on Instagram. You can enter to win those today. Head on over there. All right. So Davin, one of the things we like doing around here too is playing games. And so I feel like when you're having a drink, like, playing games goes hand in hand. So are there any, like, whenever you're like you're sipping your quaffer with your special beverage of choice, are there any games that you enjoy playing when you're having a little bit of fun?
Ooh, so back in my day, I was a big a bago cornhole
Okay.
person. But now card games, lots of stuff like that, board games. I'm pretty open to lots of types of games. I pretty much whatever works. But yeah, if you get me out at a tailgate, I'm usually around the cornhole set. That's kind of my game of choice.
It is a classic, and there's just so many like different games. Like, a new game I'm I'm looking at in the background over here. It's like vertical cornhole, where like the board is like, so it sits on the table, and then you're trying to throw into like three different holes that are smaller and bigger sizes to actually score that way with like a little bit smaller cornhole bag. So again, like cornhole is a classic, but I'm just like, man, there's just so many fun games out there that we try to show off as well too. So I always like to hear like what people that come on the show, like what games like they enjoy, because maybe it's something I haven't even heard about yet, or I'm passionate about too.
Yeah, I kind of fry like a lobster. So when I'm out in the tailgates, I'm usually under the tent as opposed to outside. Uh,
Yeah, I share that concern with you. With my pigmentation is not the darkest, but I use a lot of sunscreen, SPF like 80 when I get out there. All right, let's see what comments we got over here. Let's see, Tony. Yes, Tony, I used your question about the games earlier. I can store stuff in my memory and use it again. Michelle, card games are fun. Ellen says we like, is it Catan? Ellen, sorry, forgive me. I'm not sure what
ooh,
Catan is. But
yeah,
Gina's
is that
game.
Settlers of Catan? Yeah,
Oh, is that okay? I'm not familiar. Is that a board game?
yeah, I believe I've played it once, and my wife yelled at me because I teamed up on her, and that was the last time I played that game.
You got to be careful when you're playing your significant other in different games. That's something that I'll give you some pro tips on later. Let's see, Gina's game. Now, here's one. If you haven't heard of this one, Duck, Duck, Drink. There you go. So it sounds like a fun game to go out there and play. All right, Tony's got a good question for you here too. Are the Quaffers dishwasher safe? Dishwasher
Mm.
safe?
So the glass ones are dishwasher safe, just like any other glass. We also have plastic ones, and the plastic ones depend on your dishwasher. So if you have a dishwasher with double racks, which most dishwashers are, you can wash them on the top rack. They're top rack dishwasher safe. But if you put them on the bottom rack, it's a 50-50. So usually what we say is, glass are fine. Um, Plastic, it's best to hand wash them, just so you're not confused. But you can usually get away with putting them in the dishwasher as well. Just put them on the top rack.
Yeah, and so I will say I've had hit and miss like he shared with it too. The glass ones are fine. This is a plastic, so if you could like again glass, plastic, so you could see like they're similar. They're a little bit different for it, but I had one that came out in the dishwasher and it was kind of leaning a little bit because I think it got a little too hot in there with the plastic. But here's the thing: I want people to know like I like drinking out of glass, but the plastic has its place. And we talk about tailgating. A lot of tailgates could be over an asphalt pavement style surface. I'm bringing a plastic one of these to the tailgate because I don't have to worry about any broken glass. My Quaffer's still going to be fine even if I do drop it. So again, the plastic and the glass out there. Do you have a preference that you like to drink out of? Does it matter to you?
Um, yeah, it does. I mean, they both work the same way. What I usually say is it depends what you're using it for. So if you're going to a tailgate and you're going to like a fancy tailgate, you use the glass ones. If
Right,
you're going to a tailgate that's a little more rowdy and you're more about volume, probably go with the plastic.
right,
Because as you say, you can drop them. They're not going to break. It's no problem. The plastic are also great for the beach too, because a lot of beaches don't, they don't want glass on the beach for obvious reasons. Um, but the plastic, they're also reusable. So what we've done is we'll bring them to tailgates or whatever, and we'll just give them away. People will go off with them. And they can keep reusing them because it's relatively thick plastic.
right.
So it kind of depends. If you're getting really like hoity-toity, we've done a few etched ones for tailgates. So you put like a logo or monogram or something on there. Um,
So can we see tailgating challenge etched in right there? You got that etched in for
oh
us.
yeah, yeah. So it's like people put on their school mascot or what have you. Different mementos. People have actually. It's kind of funny. People have actually used them for weddings and bridal parties and we had a funeral. Somebody reached out to us a couple times. This has happened, where they're like, "Oh, we used to take quaffle shots with my grandpa back in the day. Now we want to do one, all together." And it's both sad, but it's also pretty cool. That people have been doing it for so long. So it's really across the board. But um, you know, I I use the plastic ones when I'm going around just because they're pretty much indestructible, and I have kids that get their hands on things and tend to throw them around. But the glass ones, I keep in my home bar for when people come over.
Sure. No. And I saw a question of it said, how easily do they break? Plastic ones, not worried. I'll throw this across the room right now and not be worried about it. I mean, is it fair? Like glass is going to break as easily as glass normally does.
The
Like,
glass is sturdy, but it'll break if you chuck it.
right? Yeah. So again, glass is glass to people. So like these, like a glass one's not built to like bounce off and come back to you if you drop it on the ground. So again, if you're going to be doing that, plastic is probably our recommendation. If that's what you're looking at. Speaking of which, so David, you want to tell everybody like, if they say, you know what, I think I want a pair of these. How do they get them?
Well, you can get them in a couple places. Obviously, you go to quaffer.com. That's our website. We also sell them on Amazon. Those are kind of the two main places. There's a few, there's a number of bars and whatnot across the company that have quaffers. But if you're looking to purchase them for yourself, at mainly quaffer.com or Amazon, those are the two best places.
Now, do you run any specials on quantity or like Mother's Day? Is there anything that people need to mark their calendar for? If they're like, you know what, I'm on the edge of getting one, but if you give me a promo code or something, I'm going to jump on it. Anything that's coming up?
We do run promotions from time to time. I believe we have one running on Amazon right now. But what I would say is, if you're thinking about purchasing one, drop us a line on Instagram. Just shoot us a message, and we can hook you up with a promo code for a discount. Um, you know, do it there.
Yeah, maybe that's something we can pop out there if you have like something afterwards. I could put it in some of the stuff too if some people are interested in that to the comment section.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Sweet. All right, let's see. Gina says plastic is great for the beach. Mary says she agrees. Don't know what that was agreeing with Mary, but I'm sure it was something awesome. Vicky says, yes, how do we get them? I think we hit that, Vicky. So go to quaffer.com, Instagram, Amazon. There's a lot of different places for it. Send me a direct message. I will get you to the right place if you're trying to get them. Michelle says she loves discounts. So I think that's society as a whole. Like if there's a way of something we love, we could get it cheaper. That's what we're going to do. Denise, I would have to have plastic. I'm a clumsy drinker. Again, that's why they make both. No shame in the game, right? Just be careful out there. Gina says, sweet, love the promo codes. Vicky says, okay. And Tony just dropped your website in the sidebar. So there you go. Tony over there
All
hustling.
right, thanks, Tony.
And Joe says, here's a tip. Don't drop it. There's Joe's pro tip of the day for it. So Deborah says, she must have just tuned in. She says, what is a quaffer? Let me show you real quick. So quaffer is the double bubble shot glass. David, is now, I know we talked about it. Is now the time, do you want to actually show one of these in action? Are you prepared for that, sir?
Yeah, I got some stuff. So let's see. So I was going to do a classic Jaeger bomb, but since it's 9 at night, I decided I decided not to do that. But what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of a Schafferhofer chaser. So this is a little Schafferhofer beer. Basically, it's a traditional German, maybe not traditional, but it's a German breakfast beer. Essentially, grapefruit juice or some other juice mixed with beer. I like it because it's kind of sweet and easy to do. And I'm gonna put some vodka on top. See how that goes.
So because and while he's opening that up, and you can answer this, Davin. So because you said beer, and you said normally you don't do two alcohols in the glass, right? But that's an extremely low ABV beer, if my memory serves correctly.
Correct. So it's low ABV. It's got a little bit of sugar. You can do beers. you can do beers as chasers, like a Boilermakers work. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to go crazy and do whiskey on the top, vodka on
Right.
the bottom. Like that, that's a little too close. That's probably
Right.
not going to work. But yeah, let's give this a go.
All right. While he pours that, Christina says, I think she's talking to you, Dad, and she said, I like your job demonstrating how to properly drink.
Oh yeah, it's a good job.
It's a good job. Somebody's got to do it. Let's see. Shelly's is excited to see them in action. Mary says, thanks for having us. Michelle says, I've got some stuff too, but I need a quaffer for it to go in. And Teresa says, there you are. There you are. Ellen says, Celsius drinks are great mixers with alcohol. So Celsius, that's the energy drink I believe you're referring to, Ellen. And I think, Ellen, check me because I think you won some of these in the past. So put in comments over there too of like how you're enjoying them and your favorite shots you've made, and everyone else, like what shot would you make if you win these this evening? All right, Davin, how's it going over there in the mixology station?
Yeah, I've got some foam, so I'm waiting for that
Okay.
to die down a little.
All right. Joe says, great show again. Joe, we love you too, buddy. Appreciate the support. Mary says, I can do that. Steve said, you should make a special edition out of a metal like aluminum. Well, Steve, I think like that, while that's possible, you wouldn't be able to see it, right? If it's aluminum, you wouldn't be able to see through it. And I think that's part of the magic of being able to see it. Still be a cool like concept of how it would actually look on the outside, but you wouldn't be able to see the magic happening.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of cool to see it. All right, I'm getting close here.
He's getting close, people. The anticipation is building.
All right.
All right. I'm excited to see a master at work. Let's see. Jonathan said I would use peach schnapps and orange juice. That's probably a pretty good combo. And Gina says, what's your best rum shot idea? And then Teresa says, rum and Coke. I guess Teresa jumping in there saying her favorite rum.
Yeah, rum and Coke's a good one. All right, get some of the vodka.
I don't think I've ever had Fireball and Coke, Annie. Maybe I don't know. Like I told y'all, I'm a beer guy, but like Davin's making me drink more shots is like with this awesome. Oh my gosh, you can see it. Like, can you bring that towards the camera just so everybody can see it a little bit more?
Yeah, so
like, look at the clearness on how it separates. Like that is science, magic, amazing, unique, mesmerizing. What word do you want to put in there, Davin?
Those are all good words. A little bit of everything. Yeah. So I'll follow the lead. Normally, you let this set for a little hour or so. Just kidding. But I'll take this one now.
Awesome. Well, see, and again, like how hard was that? Like, do people like ever mess you? Like, I can't get these things to work. Is that something you get from anybody that's bought your glasses?
Not often. I mean, it's pretty simple to use them. Kind of just pour and drink. But yeah, the main thing is to pour the liquor at an angle. If you do that, you can't mess it up.
So there you go. He's got the cheers.
Cheers.
He said, "Let's toast to Sketchy and his recovery." For those that are tuning in, Sketchy had a surgery yesterday. He's doing okay, but he says he was not going to be able to make it for the show this evening. So we found the next sketchiest guy we know. Ha ha, Davin. Just kidding. All right. So Davin, sometimes people ask, like, does the shot taste different when you do it out of a quaffer? What's your response to that?
So yeah, yes and no. I mean, it's still liquor and chaser, but what it does is it's smooth. So because of the way the quaffer is shaped, you take the shot, and then the chaser is basically flows into your mouth right after that. So you kind of don't taste the liquor. So when I just took this one with the beer and the vodka, you basically don't taste the vodka, you taste the beer. You can see here I didn't drink the whole bottom of the beer. You don't have to. That's probably another thing that some people do. They're like, oh my gosh, there's so much liquid on the bottom. Like I don't need that much. Right. It's like, well, you don't have to drink it all.
Yeah.
You can drink what you want.
A normal shot, right? Because like when the first time I took it, I still took it like a champ, but it was more than what it was like, a normal shot would be when you have like the entirety of the glass.
Exactly. But yeah, no, it's that's kind of besides the visual coolness of it, is that's the real practical purpose, is you don't taste the shot, you taste the chaser. So that's kind of why what I was getting back with my grandma loving these things
Right?
is she doesn't taste the shot. And um, so there's obviously a lot of people who aren't down to take shots, but they do like quaffers
They're fun.
because it's different.
It's fun and different. All right, let's. We're getting close to winding our show down. Let me give this plug right here. So if you haven't seen it, we teamed up with Igloo Coolers, so you can keep that liquor you're going to pour into your Quaffer glass nice and cold. So a $500 shopping spree to igloocoolers.com is what the prize is for it. There's a link for this. You can enter to win daily. We will pick a winner Monday. I'll be on here live Monday to announce that winner. So many awesome coolers they have that we have a lot of them that they've sent us over the years with a great partnership. They have any when you're looking, if you can see this picture on there, are there any coolers that jump out to you? You're like, you know what, that one looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I kind of like the fanny pack cooler. Have you ever seen something like that before?
No, I haven't tested that one, but I'm like, that's it's kind of like a retro, like classic style, like a little bit different, right? With the fanny packs. I
Yeah,
remember my mom.
that's a lifetime supply of coolers.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a life. It depends, right? Igloo coolers last a long time because people are like, I've had my Playmate cooler since '72, right? So again, like they last for a long time with it too. But I remember like my mom, like she would put a little fanny pack on me and send me off to school or on a trip or something. And I'm like looking back on it, I was like, I don't know if that was that cool at the time, Mom, but now I'm like, I kind of want that fanny pack cooler because that seems like way more fun in my adult life. I don't know. I don't know. But again, $500, enter to win. Let us know your favorite cooler. All right. So with that, as we wind down here, I got a few quick hitter questions for you, Davin, as we wind down for the people that can get to know you just a little bit better. If you're buckled up now, you've got that one quaffer shot in you, feeling all loose and ready for action.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
All right. Baseball season. Favorite baseball team?
Ooh, so I grew up in Arizona, so sadly I'm a Diamondbacks fan, which means a lot of times I'm on the wrong end of baseball games, but gotta go with them for the home team.
Got to stick with your team, right? Win or lose, right? Win or lose. All right. Favorite drink that's not a shot?
Mm, that's a broad question. Favorite
Very broad.
drink. So I I like sipping on whiskey. So if I'm taking shots, I'll do shots, but I like just sort of sitting down at the end of a day, having a nice whiskey, chilling out. So
Do you have a
maybe
brand?
maybe that's my favorite drink. Maybe favorite drink is probably like water, but but if we're talking about alcoholic drinks, I'd probably go with whiskey.
Do you have a? Are you brand loyal to like one whiskey is like your go to?
I'm all over the place. I just I'll somebody will be like, "Yo, try this," and I'll give that a go. I like trying new things, new tastes. I like yeah, it's all over the board. I like pretty much anything.
Okay, that's fast. How I am with beers. Like, let me try a bunch of different things. I like to experience them all. All right. Favorite college team? I think you mentioned is
Ooh.
Notre Dame. Is that your go to?
It is. I am a domer, so I know half the world is all about that, and the other half is like get away. But I got to root for Notre Dame because that's where I went. So
Yeah, I went to the game. You beat my Gamecocks in the bowl game. I was down there in Florida for it. It was a heck of a game, heck of a battle for it. But yeah, I'm a Gamecock. He's a fighting Irish guy. We need to tailgate one day. Speaking of tailgating, the last tailgate you went to was
last tailgate was this last year. I'm trying to remember what game it was. It was one of the early games in the season, which means Notre Dame probably lost. I think it was Notre Dame played Marshall early in the year. We went down for that one, but good time.
I mean, that's the main thing, right? You never lose a tailgate, right? If you do it right.
That's
All
right.
right.
Can't lose.
Last question for you. The best thing to put on the grill is?
Ooh, I'm a burger guy, so
Hmm.
if I'm putting stuff on the grill, I'm usually burgers, maybe stuff them with some cheese. But I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, I like burgers, I like hot dogs, pretty much any type of meat. You
Any
put on the
whiskey,
grill, it's
any meat
good.
is fine
Yeah,
enough.
I'm gonna broaden that answer out to any meat. Any meat is good on the grill.
All right. So if you see Davin at a tailgate, any type of meat, any type of whiskey, he will be extremely excited to see. Is that fair?
That's right. If I can eat it, I'll be happy.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So with that, remember, get your comments over here right after the show. I'm gonna go back in here, randomly select a comment to get a pair of Quaffer Shot glasses. We'll get Davin to send those out to the lucky winner. Remember to enter and win the cooler giveaway, the Instagram giveaway with the chance to win more Quaffers and Boost Oxygen and City Bonfires and Deemer Box. But with that, Davin, like anything else that we need to know about you, about Quaffer Shot Glasses as we close out tonight?
Ooh, I don't know if about me, but what I like about quaffers is you know it allows people to take shots who don't love taking shots, and it kind of matches I think I mentioned this before. I really I respect and vibe with what you guys are doing, just sort of bringing fun and new products out to the tailgating world. So that's kind of the vibe that Quaffer is. It's just like go out, have a good time, um, take some shots, but take shots that taste good, and don't worry about it.
Yeah, do you all have like a motto or anything that you use like with your glasses right now?
We don't. So if anyone has a good idea, feel free to throw it our way.
I had a random one. Shoot your shot. Quaffer shot glasses.
Ooh, I like it.
There you go. There you go. All right. Let's read a few more comments and we'll close out here. Larry says, want to win one. Joe says, great show. Love the show. Terry says, I'd use them camping. There's another one too. Like you could take them anywhere you want to. Nate says she loves the show. Let's see, Michelle, I remember I need the coiffeur. Steve, he did great for his first live. He's talking to you right there, Davin.
Oh,
Y'all
thanks,
make a
Steve.
great team. Y'all make a great team. Yeah, Davin, again, give it up for Davin for showing up tonight. And it's first time. It's first time. So anybody's first time, we always wanted to be appreciative of that. And it's the honor that we got to be the people, the tailgaters, whatever it is, they got to host him on his first one. Tony says, thanks for the fun. Tony also said a minute ago, she said she didn't see your social media links on your website. I don't know if she missed
Ooh,
them or if that's something that may be a fun upgrade in future web enhancement.
ooh, I've got to go talk to the interns then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll look into that.
excellent. Yeah, Joe said, great co host. Vicky says, thank you, Davin, for coming on. Terry says, coiffer shots for the win. Jeremy says, silicone coiffers better for tailgating. So, Jeremy, I think that goes back. I think Steve had the comment about make some like sweet aluminum ones, but then you can't see. Remember, seeing is believing. Seeing is part of the fun for it. Again, fun idea. Those silicone ones, they ain't going to break. They'll bounce right back to you if you drop them forward over there. But I think it loses some of the effect of what the Quaffer shot glass was meant to be. All right. So with that, Dan, I'm going to pitch it over to you at the end. Give the people a positive vibe or something to go out into the world and just have more fun. Give us something as we leave tonight.
Ooh, well, I'm a pretty easygoing guy, so I'll just say, have a good night. It's been great being on the show. I've watched a few times. It's always fun and relaxed, and you get to see cool stuff. So, um, I don't know. Everyone have a good night. Thanks for watching. Go have fun at your next tailgate, and say hi if you're at Notre Dame for a tailgate. We'll be around.
Yeah, and get some quaffers, drink quaffers, shoot your shot with quaffers, all that good stuff. And remember our motto: don't hate, just tailgate. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a good night.